Considering the staggering rates of global expansion and technology development, it's impossible to imagine that there is even a sliver of this planet that remains undiscovered or unexplored. So there's a certain comfort in knowing that, even today, there are mysteries that remain unexplored. Number 1. Area 51, United States, a conspiracy theorist's playground. Area 51 has stumped the public for decades. The hidden military base in the Nevada desert has kept its purpose a secret for quite some time. Though many like to believe, it's kept for alien testing. One thing is for sure, attempting to access the forbidden area would be highly irresponsible, as the grounds are protected by mines and other defenses. Number 2. North Sentinel Island, India. North Sentinel Island is a small island in the Andaman chain in the Bay of Bengal. Natives have long been opposed to the influences of the modern world. In fact, the Sentinelese people who live on the island refuse communication with any outsiders and are willing to get violent to protect their isolation. Following the 2004 tsunami, when the Indian Coast Guard flew a reconnaissance mission over the island, men reportedly emerged from the forests to shoot arrows at the helicopter, which did not land. The Sentinelese have lived on the island for some 60,000 years, and with the protection of the Indian government, which prohibits visitors of any kind, it has successfully resisted anthropologists, authorities, and tourists. Number 3. Vatican Secret Archives, Vatican City. The secrets of religion are some of the most heavily guarded in the world, and none more so than the Vatican Archives. Centuries of secrets remain a mystery within the walls of the Vatican, from state papers to accounting to letters. Speculation on what lies beneath include evidence of demons and even the Church's alleged contribution to the fascism of the mid-20th century. Today, only the highest qualified scholars and educators are allowed in the vault, and only after a stringent review. Those looking to simply take a peek will sadly never know what sits between these storied pages. Number 4. Tomb of Qin Chuang, China. The terracotta warriors at Xi'an is one of the most important discoveries of all time. Thousands of unique, one-of-a-kind lifelike statues depicting ancient Chinese warriors filled underground caverns of the burial complex of China's first emperor, Qin Chuang. But while the site is one of China's most prominent tourist attractions, the tomb itself still remains a guarded mystery. The tomb will likely remain sealed for the foreseeable future, as it is rumored that there are booby traps protecting it from invaders. There is also a high concentration of mercury within the tomb that would be deadly to anyone who entered without the proper precautions. The only glimpse we have into this treasure are the 2,000 warriors that are exposed to the public. Still, it is said another 6,000 remain within the tomb, along with a myriad of other treasures. Number 5. Svalbard Global Seed Vault, Norway. It's located on the remote island of Spitsbergen. This subterranean seed storage facility was carefully built 400 feet into a mountainside. The complex house has approximately 840,000 samples of 4,000 different species of seeds from all over the world. The bank operates like a safety deposit box, allowing governments to leave seed samples for safekeeping in the event of a major global or regional event that would wipe out major food supplies. Only official depositors are allowed inside what is ominously described as the final backup. Number 6. The Queen's Bedroom, UK. Buckingham Palace is one of the top attractions in not only the UK but the world. The palace is the Queen's official London residence and has been the home of Britain's monarchy since 1837. But while there are public tours available of many of the rooms and grounds of the palace, one room remains strictly forbidden, the Queen's bedroom, where Her Majesty often stays. That is, of course, unless your name is Michael Fagan, who was able to break into the Queen's bedroom in the 1980s in one of the greatest security breaches of all time. The act involved him scaling a 20-foot wall and hoisting himself up a drain pipe. Also, he could win a bet with some friends. Number 7. The Dome of the Rock, Jerusalem. One of the holiest sites in the world is without a doubt the Temple Mount, The holiest site for Jewish believers, this temple dates back to the 1st century BC. It is also the 3rd holiest site for Sunni Muslims after Mecca and Medina. But within the Temple Mount is an even more holy and exclusive site, the Dome of the Rock. This gold-topped Islamic shrine is iconic in the city of Jerusalem. There are already stringent rules in place for visits to the Temple Mount, but the Dome of the Rock's entry is reserved strictly for those who practice Islam. Non-Muslims are not permitted within the holy walls. Number 8. Coca-Cola Recipe Vault, United States. Forget finding Jimmy Hoffa or who killed JFK. The real great American secret can be found in a can of Coca-Cola. The legendary mystery formula is secured under lock and key in a purpose-built vault in Atlanta. The map to the world-famous elixir is kept in a metal box inside a 6.6-foot high step vault, which is in turn protected by a barrier. The area has surveillance with armed guards, and the door can only be opened by a keypad with hand scanner. Getting your hands on the Declaration of Independence might be easier than finding out what makes Coke taste so good. Number 9. Chernobyl's exclusion zone, Ukraine. 30 years ago, disaster struck nuclear reactor number 4 in Chernobyl, sending radioactive clouds billowing into the air. Evacuations began immediately, but as the extent of the damage became clear, Soviet military officials declared an exclusion zone within a roughly 18-mile radius of the plant, turning the city into a veritable ghost town. Today, much of the zone still remains completely off limits. Tourists can get special permission to go, but it's near impossible to do so. With a radiation level that is still highly dangerous, it might be a better use of time to scratch other destinations of your bucket list. Number 10. Mormon Church Secret Vault, United States. Very few things are as mysterious as a vault inside a granite mountain. But that's exactly what the Mormon Church's secret vault is, mysterious and inside Granite Mountain. In Little Cottonwood Canyon, outside of Salt Lake, City sits this sprawling ironclad vault. Built in 1965, the vault was created to preserve records of importance to the church. Today, it holds more than 3.5 billion images on microfilm and digital media. For security reasons, there is no public access to the vault.